2026 full board meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. And we'll stand the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next is comment period. We haven't had any requests to comment, but I'll note that from there's a public hearing on the district's 26-27 budget from 6:30 to 7 tonight. It will close at 7 p.m. And so at this time, if there's anybody that wants to speak on next year, the 26-27 budget, please step up. Okay, are there any agenda approval changes?
I have a question.
Yeah. Rachel, go ahead.
So I see on 5K. And I know that there's some personnel matters that we can't discuss publicly. However, as a board member, I believe it's important to ask some questions about processes and how we can learn from it. In March, this board was informed that a few staff members were being placed on leave. I don't see a resignation letter in this packet. And then I also would like to understand whether this timeline is typical for this investigation. And whether there are opportunities to bring the matter to a conclusion sooner. I'm also mindful of the impact this process has on the district. During this time, employees remained on paid leave while the district incurred additional costs to provide coverage. And as we just asked our communities to substantially support our district financially, I believe we also have a responsibility to ensure investigations are conducted thoroughly, but as efficiently as possible. I'm also mindful of the impact this process had on an employee. They ended up in the ER thinking they were having a heart attack, but it ended up being a panic attack. I'm disappointed that we have reached this outcome. This staff member served our district for more than 10 years. So that leads me to ask, what did previous evaluations reveal? Were there concerns identified earlier? Coaching, professional development, or corrective action have addressed these issues before they escalated to an investigation? At a previous board meeting, I was told that this is the process. And as a newer board member, I recognize that while others have more experience, I don't. So I'd like to learn more about the process for investigations and what is typical, what is required by law or policy, and what's the board's role. So most importantly, like, what lessons can we learn as a board and district leadership take from this experience so that concerns are addressed earlier, employees receive appropriate support, and future situations can be resolved?
I would say first, it's the personnel matter. It isn't board, it's advised on the superintendent.
Okay.
But the reliability is, I don't know about that.
Right. And I'm not asking to stew up the investigation, just is that a typical?
I'll answer your question as a county attorney, city attorney. Mine about 15 years. It's pretty common to have somebody do an administrative, non-criminal administrative personnel investigation to determine whether they violated any policies. And that's typically somebody at the same rank.
It is.
position or above. And, really, well, I believe the law requires you to put them on a paid administrative leave or hold them whole until there's actually a conclusion to that investigation. And so sometimes those are conducted by, and sometimes those are conducted by other staff within any city, county, school district.
And the board has no role in that.
Well, let's see. If there was a decision made and there was an appeal. The the superintendent who tried to do the principal, there was an appeal. Then I could go to the board. And I think because of the executive session.
Right.
So I would like to add, and I will be very careful in conversation, but we did speak about budget and how it impacted our budget. Can I speak of how we?
Would you like me to?
Yeah, because I asked the same question in our board officers meeting, how it affected our budget, how, this process, why it takes so long, etc. So.
So, Mr. Chair, unless we are going to continue further with this, as Rachel said, she's new to the board. This is highly inappropriate to bring up in an open meeting like this. And it involves legal matters. This is something that could have been easily solved with a phone call to any one of us. Speaking to the budget, there were, let's say, 3 individuals that were on leave per policy. And out of those 3, since we happen to have a district administrator covering for one that resigned at the high school, we were able to swing that person over since they was experienced elementary principal. It was 0 cost to the district, any additional cost. That was actually a savings. Same with one of the other members that the building was allowed to sub for and chose not to. They did on an as needed basis. And so there was no additional monies on that one. And so on one of the 3, there was a substitute that was hired. But to go further, I would ask if it's the will of the entire board to do so, because this is unregular and not necessary.
Yeah, personal matter, it's not my wish to go for unless.
Like I said, I just didn't know the process of
Yeah.
investigations and how all of that works. So I didn't know if there was more training, but if you're saying the board has nothing to do with it.
No, because I don't want to say like counties are structured a little bit differently, but like our county that has a county administrative officer that's in charge of personnel for everybody under the county commissioners, like a city manager and like a school district superintendent, we delegate them the authority to handle all the personnel matters throughout the day. Really, he's our only employee that works for us. Julie's kind of in an odd spot. She doesn't, because she's the board secretary and the superintendent secretary. But really, he is our only employee.
Thank you.
Any agenda approval changes?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the revised agenda.
I will motion this.
Motion by Dale, second by Jana, all in favor, say aye.
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 And do you see a positive from Mary? Mary Massey's online, and
For the record, Amanda Carter is not present.
Next, we'll move on to
Student personal reports and comments.
certified and classified representatives.
Good evening, Jared Adams from the representing the union. We got to another school year, end of the school year, so I don't have much to update you all with. I think we're all doing great. We're just trying to get to Friday at this point. Graduation went well. We had over 180 or so students, age 84, 85 graduate. I appreciate all of you guys who were able to make it. It's always nice for the communities to see that. Other than that, my only other comment is to thank Dan Tao for his service. He's 36 years, he's retiring. He was a teacher when I was in school. He's been around a long time. He's been incredible. So if you happen to see him over the next couple of weeks, tell him congratulations on retirement. You guys have any questions for me? All right. You guys all have a good summer.
On our Belmont representatives, not seeing that. Is anyone here for student report? No.
I don't think we're even in school anymore. I think they
No.
graduated.
Run away, run away.
Or next month, the
Yeah.
Report. Go ahead, Terry.
All right, thank you. 1 hour attendance, you have the open attendance and enrollment. On the enrollment. Yep. 2,111 as of 5/31, 2,129 at this time last month. If you look at the number of seniors, because that has been kind of a number that has bobbed and weaved on us. We had 157 seniors enrolled when you count up all of the early graduates. We had 185 that graduated Friday. So questions on the enrollment? Hearing none. With the attendance. The name might be unfamiliar to you, but the attendance winner for May was Hawthorne at 92.57. So again, congratulations to Hawthorne. Foster was 90%, Holly was 91.58. And so we had several contenders there. So good, good trends, past the sickness and a lot of those different things. So nice to finish here strong. Any questions on the attendance? Nope. Okay. Next, under strategic plan progress, we have the new poster back there. We were asked about that, so we do have them. They're not up in schools today, but we have them in house. And poster at the back is our new strategic plan poster. Let's. Our bully report, you have a copy of this. And it's a very lightly shaded pink, 2 pink stripes. And this was asked for previously. So in May, there was 1 report. At Foster, there were 16 at Oak Heights and 2 at the high school. And out of all of those, they were not founded. Again, as we've talked about over the course of the year, the majority of these types of things are peer-to-peer conflict. Robert and I are playing ball. I get mad, take the ball and go away. I'm not bullying him. It's peer-to-peer conflict. So questions on that?
No, I find it interesting though that now looking at this form, that how many Oak Heights out of all the schools have reports. Yeah, I was like, I didn't realize it was,
34.
yeah.
2 months.
Huh.
Yep.
And as you
Work to
focus
do
on
there.
things, they do come
Yeah,
to the front, and a lot of education going on about what is bullying and what is conflict. And that work
will continue.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thriving students and prepared citizens. We talked about graduation, great event. If folks stayed around just a little bit, boy, did the pictures get better. That sunset with pictures of graduates, the sunset behind them. People that I've talked to this week were really bummed out over the weekend such that they didn't stay just 10 minutes longer for those pictures. Is what a difference that backdrop made. 185 students. As Jared said, thank you for all of the board members that were able to be there. And shout out to our Alumni Foundation. There was just under $100,000 in local scholarships that were given out to our students. And then as a collective total, it is also just under $1 million total that our students earned to go on to trades, colleges, community colleges, etc. So that was a tremendous showing that reflects a lot of hard work by a lot of people and not all just the students, staff and helping them along the way. So great outpouring of support from our community, and for that I'm thankful. Next up, we have, it says Brian Brands, but Brian, I think we're gonna have Stephanie step up and speak to us on the Wayfinder. This isn't, I don't, you have a
Small. Oh, no, I
don't know, maybe someone can, but very, very small type print. But this is Stephanie Brown.
Good evening, everybody. Again, my name is Stephanie Brown. I'm one of the elementary school counselors here in the district, and I have the privilege of talking to you all about Wayfinder, which is one of our platforms. It's a pre-K through 12 platform for the purpose of driven learning, combining research-based curriculum as well as MTSS, which stands for Multi-Tier System of Supports, ready resources and real insights that has provided and supported our district this year as a supplemental curriculum that all levels have used, both elementary, junior high, and high school. Wayfinder is its core is basically 6 research-backed skills that connect classroom learning to future ready skills that can help us succeed in the real world. The 6 categories that are focused on in this is self-awareness, which is basically we're saying you're understanding yourself on different levels and how you function and what nourishes and sustains you as a human being. Adaptability, which is being willing to try again and make, even when you make mistakes and are comfortable, or trying to get comfortable navigating uncertain situations with flexibility and openness, which I feel like that is a definite one we want kids to realize now as young as kindergarten. Empathy, which is being in tune of your feelings and just needing others and the needs of others and being willing to act for the common good. Collaboration, which teaches you to be a relationship builder who actively partners with other students and other people, including staff, that can create a bigger belonging and efforts across the community and across your school. Agency, which is knowing the value of your voice and being able to seek out opportunities to support and advance your community. And lastly, purpose, the understanding of your decisions and your interactions with other people, with the world in general, and how it's guided in a deeper connection to what values you have. So those are the 6 core values that Wayfinder focuses on. And the best part about Wayfinder, it is teachers creating lessons for teachers. So everybody that works for Wayfinder has already been an educator. And again, it's completely research-based. Some of the popular content that is taught through Wayfinder within our district is emotional regulation, bully prevention, digital citizenship, which is being a responsible student and member of society online, financial literacy for our older kiddos, and absenteeism, which I know in our district, we are striving so hard to get better attendance rates, as Terry just talked about. And Wayfinder isn't just about managing moods, right? It's a core design rooted in finding meaning and future goal-oriented goal in navigating life. And again, we are trying to get this already established as young as kindergarten. We want these kids to build these skills that can move forward in day-to-day life. So it's also a data-driven tool. What's so neat is that not only do we get to teach these lessons, but then teachers can use summative or formative assessments to track our kids' in these 6 categories. So they can give, the system asks questions about each kiddo and the teacher will rate them on a scale of 1 to 5. And then so at the end of this, when the teacher rates their whole classroom or the students presented, so for self-awareness, maybe they'll score a 3, for adaptability, a 4, empathy, a 5. And depending on what skills are either exceeding or lacking, specific lessons can be provided to the teacher either as a whole class, like my whole class is struggling on collaboration. So what are some lessons that we can bring together to talk about collaboration? Or it also, again, like I said, defines the successes and the things that you are doing well in your classroom, which we should celebrate always. The little teeny tiny print that you all can't read, I can, but barely. This is actually the high school homeroom schedule. Their teachers are teaching the supplemental curriculum in their classrooms. And I purposely left the print as small as it could be so you guys could see how much work our high school counseling staff put into creating this for the homeroom teachers. And by the way, this is only September through November. There's 2 other pages of this. It took them so long to create this. We are so proud of them. And the junior high as well. Our junior high counselor has done an amazing job this year using that MTSS process and also getting ready to use this use Wayfinder to create an entire college and career readiness supplemental curriculum, which is required by the state. So we are so excited about this program. We've been doing this for a whole year now, and we have seen such amazing things coming from our kids and the data that's pouring in. We just started getting that data from this year, and we're so excited to see how it moves forward for next year. So with that, is there any questions that anybody has?
We're able to tie this back into several competitors.
Absolutely.
And that has started this year.
Yes, we started at the beginning of this year. Any other questions? All right. Thank you all very much.
Pillar 4, connected school and community. There were questions last month about accessing our school board videos. And a thing that came along with that I just want to mention as Michelle's getting that ready. There was discussion also last month about comments being verbatim and such, desire to have them verbatim. There has been, and I think this was brought up towards the end of last month. The new requirement from the state is that we screen the video and post it for people to see. And so trying to capture things verbatim, Julie said, people put on their card details of what they want to speak about, that helps her out. But that's no longer a requirement. The requirement is posting it. So the second piece of that is there was concern about being able to access the videos. And so Michelle has a little sketch for us to go through that, correct?
I have a little YouTube 101 for the Sweet Home School District channel on YouTube. So you can find the recording live by going to the Sweet Home School District webpage. And then under our district, if you go to school board, this is the page for the school board. And you guys' names are all on there. But it says right here, Sweet Home School District YouTube. So if you want to watch live, you would click that and this would come up and see where it's live right there. This is tonight's recording. But then I have also taken, you can do live this way, so you can see in order of the latest. Or if you're stuck and you want to know what happened at the board meeting in October of 2025, I've separated them into playlists. So if you click on this little button called playlist, board meeting 2025, I don't want to play it, but on the side here are all your board meetings. So they're easy to find.
So we
on.
we have a recording of this that you can refer back to, but you're also welcome to call Julie
Yeah.
anytime. Call me. If you call me, I'll probably get Michelle. But we're happy to go back through this so that it does truly make it easy for you to access, because
Yeah.
there's no intent to hide it. It's there. It's in a nice little list. It's in
Yeah.
order and all that.
Yep, and I will continue to update the playlist so that each time we have a new one, it goes under the correct year. Any questions?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Michelle.
Yep.
Mr. Chair, that concludes my report unless there are any additional questions.
Thank you very much, Superintendent. I would ask for a motion to pull consent agenda item B and place it in front of the consent agenda.
Item B.
B is in Bravo. Motion by Dale, is there second by Jenna? All in favor, say aye. Aye. And record Mary's vote. So it's unanimous with hers
Yeah.
figure out, okay. And so we'll start with item B. Although there's a class exemption, which means that I don't really have to step down just for an appearance of impropriety. I'm going to declare an actual or potential conflict of interest on item number B because my wife is listed. And per the board rules, exit the dais. I'd like you guys. I'll entertain a motion for.
I would make a motion to approve the summer school hiring with all listed below.
Second that motion.
And motion and second. Hear any? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. The gavel to. Sure. When you pull it out, you'd have to read them all. Next, we have the consent agenda, approved minutes from the 2026 school board meeting, May 20th, 26 budget meeting. C, approved the hire of Kylie Brown, advanced math teacher at the high school for the 26-27 school year. D, approved the hire of Caitlin Teeter, special education teacher at Oak Heights for the 26-27 school year. E, approved the hire of Laura Jacobsma Afdal, Title I teacher at Foster Elementary for the 26-27 school year. F, approved the hire of Liliana Walker, special ed LRC at the high school for the 26-27 school year. G, approved the hire of Shelley Nelson, third grade teacher at Oak Heights for the 26-27 school year. H, approved the transfer of Joan Toll from Oak Heights special ed class to the junior high school for the 26-27 school year. I, approved the hire of Haley Johnson, half blend teacher at Hawthorne Elementary for the 26-27 school year. J, approved the hire of Haley Upton, language arts teacher at the high school for the 26-27 school year. K, accept the resignation of Todd Barrett, principal at Oak Heights, effective June 1, 2026. L, accept the hire of Tammy McWayne as 0.5 music teacher at junior high school for the 26-27 school year. And motion by Dale to approve the consent agenda
Second that motion.
and second by Jenna. All in favor, say aye. Aye. And it's unanimous, with. And it looks like I got the motion that's unanimous, including Mary. So at this point, it's 7:00. Before I close the budget committee meeting, we haven't had any new additions, but is there anyone that wants to speak on this next year's 26-27 budget before we close the public meeting? If so, you can step forward to the chair, and see no one moving. It doesn't look like there's anybody online. We will close the public hearing for the budget, and next we have a budget update from Kevin.
Thanks, Mike. Item 6A in the board packet. We are now 11 months into the fiscal year. Year-to-date spending has increased by almost $927,000 over the same time period last year. Four primary reasons for the increase. The largest, and we've discussed this at past meetings, our FERS rates increased from last year to this year. That accounts for over half of the increase right there. Also, health insurance costs have increased. Charter school payments have increased, and also other tuition payments have increased. All of those four are the individual line items that have increased by $100,000 or more. Again, with PERS at over a $500,000 increase being the largest one. But overall, we plan to be within our total budget in all of the areas that the state requires us to be in.
Because your spending right now is 71.8%.
Correct. Keep in mind, though, that the bulk of I shouldn't say the bulk, a large amount of our spending takes place in June, because for license for staff members, for teachers, they will receive 3 months, so 25% of their total pay for the year they will receive this month.
Any questions for Kevin? Hearing none. Anything you want to add? Thank you. And now looks like election results information.
Okay, this is a late item. It's a one-page memo here. ORS 255.295 requires the Lynn County Clerk to provide the abstract of votes for the May election no later than June 15th. I'm sorry, after June 15th, but no later than July 3rd. And so how it falls this time, we don't have a board meeting scheduled between those dates. And so what we will need is a special board meeting sometime after we receive the abstract of votes for you as the board, basically just to approve the results of it. And so right now, tentatively, as when you look at future agenda items, there is a special board meeting scheduled for Monday, June 22nd. That could be really at whatever time is convenient. That meeting can be by Zoom, by telephone, with the purpose being to approve the final results of the election. And so just providing this as an information item that we'll need to set a time that's convenient for you to be able to do that.
And you said it could be over Zoom?
Yes.
And is there any further discussion by any board members?
So the proposed date's the 22nd.
22nd of June?
Correct. And let us know, would you prefer maybe, mid to late afternoon, evening, we can do whatever would be work best for your schedule.
Mid to late afternoon is better for me. I'm flexible.
Is there a time? Is that 4, 5, 6, 8, 4? 5, yeah.
I believe it can also be done by telephone, so if that works better too.
Did you say Zoom? You said Zoom, right?
It could be by Zoom. Okay. Or someone could call in, I should say, by phone.
Dustin, do you want to do like 5?
In the morning? Yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan, so.
Well, if we can call in, it's anytime. Right now, I should, yeah, right now I get in early.
I heard 4 o'clock, also 5 o'clock. Is there any preference there? Do both of those work for the majority?
Both of those were
Fine. Thank you.
Kevin, on that, I have a question. So once we accepted as a board the election results, we are then granted the bond, which then do we have to follow up with paperwork for the grant to have that processed?
Good question. So, yeah, there are a lot of steps we have to go through, and so ORS requires the board to take action once we get the final vote count. Currently, the last update was last week, and it was leading by, I believe, over 650 votes. Once the board has taken action, there will be later, I believe, another resolution regarding the bond issuance. We are probably looking at this fall to issue the bonds. And we're still deciding if it would be advantageous to do one complete bond issue or to break it up into 2 smaller ones. There will be lots of other decisions to be made. For example, over the next couple of months, I'm hopeful that we will have a recommendation of an architect to bring to you. Following that, there will be a recommendation for a general contractor. And so there will be lots of things coming in front of the board as we go forward. So does that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, for my dad.
superintendent, yeah.
On the 18th, which is a Thursday, not this, but the following. We have it set up to go visit Gresham.
Actually, Barlow High School, and we will probably do a second also.
And so we could have up to 4 board members attend with us. We do have some staff that are going and some students. And so the offer is there. If you're interested and would like to attend, please just let us know. And we're going, one of the things specifically we'll be looking at is the student learning areas. A lot of the schools now, they have kind of exaggerated staircase steps that come down that they use for a learning area. And so that's one of the things that's been identified that we might be interested in. So
What time do you anticipate you might leave?
we're gonna leave in the morning. First one is
Probably, yeah, probably before 8. We said we'd be there by 10, so probably around 7:30.
It's a Thursday, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I'm interested. I have some from 10 to 11 that morning though that I can't miss.
And if there are any others, please just get us, your name, once you get a chance, look at your calendars if you're interested.
Do you want us to meet here?
We'll meet here, yes.
So the next thing we have on the agenda, it looks like I got a little bit ahead of myself and we'll close the public hearing with a motion to adopt the 26-27 approved budget. It was supposed to close by 7. And it's motion to adopt resolution 25-26-5. That is in our packet and after the page 6A. So are there any, is there a motion?
I have a question before,
Okay, yeah.
do we have to read out the whole
Discussion.
thing, or is it just the part set for the tax?
I believe, well, yeah, the motion should be to approve the resolution, including the tax amounts that are in it.
Okay.
So the be it resolved line.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve resolution number 2526-5 and the tax.
Oh, second that.
Okay, motion by Dale, second by Jenna. Is that adequate for your motion? Adequate? And all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Sounds like it's unanimous. Possibly with Mary's vote coming in. And now at this point, board comments.
I have some board comments.
Okay.
I just want to share that Hawthorne Elementary, I'm extremely proud of their staff and their parents. And the school administrators, they've all come together and we have fundraised enough money to actually do 2 phases of a new playground. We have successfully ordered that playground, 2/3 of it. And maintenance will start on it when convenient. It should be here by August, but it is all ADA accessible for our students. And pretty proud of all these people coming together and working hard and coming up with the amount of money that we did, as well as the school district is helping a little bit here and there with some safety flooring and stuff. So I just wanted to share that Hawthorne is the last elementary school to get a new playground and we are making it happen. We did also get some community grant money, so they will be helping as well. The other thing I want to add is the Sweet Home Youth Baseball Program was able to come up with enough money this year with donations, etc., from Walker Heating and Air Conditioning and Rada Paint. And a couple of service members came to paint the buildings, and the batting cages of the Hawthorne fields have been painted. So just enhancing the value out there. They actually blend in now. They're not blue and they just they'll stick out. So they're green now. And so that program is doing a ton of improvements out there to keep youth baseball alive for our families and a nice facility to enjoy. And we got a community grant on that too. So the money came in on that as well. But thank you to all that were a part of it.
Thank you. Any other comments? Hearing that, at this point in time, we'll go into an executive session under ORS 332-61. Open paren 1, closed paren A, and alpha. To review the expulsion of a minor student from a public elementary or secondary school. And so at this point, we've asked everyone to vacate and come back after the executive session.